Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubrali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
First-degree murder charges laid against prospective adoptive parents of boy found dead in work. What are the next steps on the long road to a national pharmacare plan? Police search for suspect who allegedly threw woman to the ground before taking her car in Mississauga. Mississauga loses out on millions after not reaching Ontario housing target. Pickering man found slumped over in vehicle blew 4 times over legal limit. Police. The Body Shop Canada files for bankruptcy protection, will close 33 stores. Police arrest alleged owner of 2 dogs that attacked women waiting at bus stop in Rexdale.
Those were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
Peel police are searching for a suspect accused of throwing a woman to the ground before stealing her vehicle in Mississauga last month. The incident happened near Preston Meadow Avenue and Thornwood Drive in the Ontario Street and Eglinton Avenue East area on the afternoon of February 8. Police said a woman stopped her vehicle at a community mailbox, and when she got out, she was approached by an unknown man who assaulted her. He allegedly threw her to the ground and drove away in her car. Police said the victim suffered minor injuries and was taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, officers located the woman's vehicle abandoned more than 1 kilometer away near James Austin Drive in a Corn Place. On Friday, police released a description of the suspect, a South Asian male in his 20s, who was last seen wearing a blue coat with his face covered and sunglasses. Police said the suspect is believed to be linked to 2 gateways cars, a white Honda Civic with steel rims and apparent damage to the passenger side near quarter panel, and a black Honda HR-V. Images of the 2 vehicles have also been released in an effort to locate the suspect. Investigators are urging anyone with the information, including dashcam footage, to contact them at 905-453-2121 extension 3410 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. The city of Mississauga has lost out on potentially millions in funding after failing to achieve its provincial housing targets. In 2022, the Ontario government set housing targets for most major cities as part of its efforts to build 1.5 million homes by 2031. Each city has also given an annual goal and told that if they achieved 80% of the housing starts, they would be eligible for funding as part of the province's 3-year Building Faster Fund. Cities that exceed their goals are also eligible for additional funding bonuses, but those who did not would receive nothing. In a letter sent February 14, Ontario Housing Minister Paul Calandra wrote the Mississauga was no longer eligible for this funding as it did not achieve 80% of its target. Mississauga was tasked with building 8,800 homes in 2023, measured by comparing monthly housing starts provided by the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, as well as long-term care bed data from the Ministry of Long-Term Care. At the time the letter was sent, Mississauga had only reached 39% of its goal, with 3,470 homes on their way to being built. Of those homes, 384 are long-term care beds. As the province began to roll out their building funding faster checks to municipalities, acting Mayor Joe Hornick said he was disappointed with the province's decision, especially considering the city's changes to streamline housing. He noted the city has approved over 31,000 residential units in the last 3 years, more than 12,000 units are under construction, and more than 33,000 residential units are undergoing site plan review. The city of Mississauga said they could have been eligible for $32 million through the Building Faster Fund. They noted that this was considered additional funding and not incorporated into their budget for spending. Any money from Building Faster Fund that is not given to municipalities will be made available for other infrastructure-related projects through an application process. The cities of Mississauga and Burlington can apply for that money. The Body Shop Canada Limited says it will close 33 stores and halt its e-commerce operations as it seeks to restructure itself under the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act. The Canadian subsidiary of the international cosmetics brand announced Friday that it will immediately begin liquidating almost a third of its 105 stores. The company did not say how many workers would lose their jobs, as a result of the store's closures that span locations in the cities including Toronto, Ottawa, Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, and St. John. A court filing showed the company owes more than $3.3 million to unsecured creditors and about $16,400 to secured creditors. The company's U.S. arm has also ceased operations, the Body Shop Canada said Friday. The moves come weeks after the company's parent, the Body Shop International Limited, filed for administration a process that allows companies to restructure or wind down without paying off its debts in the UK. British media reported Thursday that 75 of the brand's UK stores would close and 40% of its headquarters staff would be laid off. In Canada, the company wants to keep the bulk of its stores and said in a press release it hopes Ontario court proceedings will give it breathing room while it evaluates its strategic alternatives and engages in restructuring. Efforts to improve the business, which uses environment-friendly approach to sell an assortment of bath, body, hair, and skincare products, have cropped up as the Body Shop marks 44 years in Canada. The Canadian division of the retailer has been a steady presence predominantly in malls since its expansion into the country in 1980, but in more recent years has faced several challenges including the dawn of e-commerce and the growth of beauty brands Sephora, Bath & Body Works, and Lush brought intense competition to the sector. The Body Shop Canada responded in 2022 by opening some stores under a new workshop concept that taught customers about sustainability practices, explained who makes their products, and what consumers can do to get involved in environmental and community activism. It also began selling an assortment of products, including its popular body butters, in 25 Shoppers Drug Mart stores last summer, with another 25 locations expected to stock the products this year. The move marked the first time Body Shop products were sold in Canada outside the company's stores and was meant to make shopping for its merchandise even more convenient. Police say first-degree murder charges have now been laid against the prospective adoptive parents of 12-year-old boy who was found dead at a home in Burlington more than a year ago. According to police officers and other emergency personnel, were called to residents in Burlington shortly before 7:30 p.m. on December 21, 2022. A 12-year-old boy was found without vital signs and was pronounced dead a short time later. Police said a lengthy investigation followed, and on February 29, 2024, the child's prospective adoptive parents were arrested. In a news release, investigators said Becky Hamber, 44 of Burlington, and 42-year-old Brandy Cooney of Hamilton have been charged with first-degree murder and failure to provide the necessaries of life. Both of the accused were held for a bail hearing on March 1st, police said. Investigators said the accused were also the prospective adoptive parents to a younger sibling of a deceased child who was living in the home in December 2022. Following an investigation in relation to the younger sibling, police said the two accused were charged in January 2023 with assault with a weapon, forcible confinement, failure to provide the necessaries of life, and criminal negligence causing bodily harm. None of the charges have been tested in court. In a statement, Janice Robinson, the executive director of the Halton Children's Aid Society, said the organization is cooperating fully with the police investigation. Upon learning of the death of an Indigenous child in our care on December 21, 2022, our organization was devastated, the statement read. The statement went on to say that the safety and well-being of the children in its care is organization's top priority. Our profound thoughts and condolences continue to be with the family and the Indigenous community, the statement continued. A 39-year-old man found unconscious and slumped over in his vehicle in Ajax last weekend blew over 4 times the legal limit, Durham police say. Just before 11 p.m. on Saturday, a patrol officer saw a stopped vehicle on a road in Ajax with the engine still running. Furthermore, the officer observed that the vehicle had been damaged and had multiple flat tires, police say. When the officers approached the vehicle, they observed the driver slumped over, police said in a post on social media Friday. Officers checked the driver, who was breathing but unconscious, and found numerous signs indicating impairment. After being woken up, the driver told the officer that he had not been driving the vehicle. Police say the officers brought him into custody shortly after without accident. Police say the driver completed 3 alcohol breath tests with results of 300 milligrams, 330 milligrams, and 350 milligrams of alcohol in 100 ml of blood, which were over the legal driving limit for alcohol consumption of 80 milligrams in 100 milliliters of blood. The driver, a 39-year-old Pickering man, was charged with several offences, including operation while impaired, exceeding blood alcohol concentration, driving while under suspension, and failing to comply with a probation order. Police say his license has been suspended for 90 days and his vehicle impounded for 7 days. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is calling his government's new pharmacare bill a huge step forward and says he will act on plans to make all medications affordable for Canadians, but he stopped short of promising a full-fledged pharmacare program. Health Minister Mark Holland tabled a bill in the House of Commons Thursday that maps the way toward a national drug plan. The first step is to negotiate coverage for birth control and diabetes drugs with provinces and territories, something the minister says he is fairly certain he can accomplish by the next election. The Liberal government drafted the legislation with the help of the NDP, which staunchly supports a single-payer universal program that would cover prescription drugs for everyone with a valid health card. The bill sets out what must happen before the government commits to a full pharmacare plan, including getting expert recommendations on what the program should look like and how it should be paid for. Holland says he is not certain the full program will happen, though, or when it will have the information needed to make a decision. Toronto police have arrested the alleged owner of the 2 dogs that attacked a woman at a bus stop in Rexdale last month, leaving her with life-altering injuries. On Friday, police announced the arrest in the February 7th attack that occurred in the area of Martin Grove Road and John Garland Boulevard. A woman was waiting at a bus stop when 2 unleashed dogs approached her, police said. The owner of the dogs was nowhere to be found. Shortly after, the dogs started attacking the woman, prompting her to use a personal shopping cart to defend herself. However, it did not deter the dogs, which police believe are possibly pit bull terriers or similar breed. Police said the dogs dragged the woman to the ground and continued to attack her. The woman was able to get help from a motorist who was passing by the area, police said. She was later taken to the hospital with serious and life-altering injuries. Meanwhile, police said another person followed the dogs and saw them attack a cyclist. The canines also tried to attack a resident in his yard and a TTC wheel trans operator who managed to close the doors just in time, police said. Nearly a month following the attack, police took 36-year-old Ali Ismail Stanley into custody. He has been charged with 3 counts of dog bite of a person, 2 counts of criminal negligence, causing bodily harm, and 1 count of disobeying a lawful order of the court. As for the 2 dogs involved, police said they had not been located.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.